All right, so here we go. The next recording. Am I recording? Let's double check. I am going to work through this paper. Which one is this? Yeah, February 2015. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to work through this paper. I will say there's one question that's only for matrix, but for the rest of this grade 11s can also do this. They give us the graphs of f of x and g of x, and they give us no info except that a is a happy face. They say d is a common point for f and g if intersects the x-axis at -3 and 0 and 2 and 0. Okay, so there and there. G is the tangent of f at d. That's important for the matrix. For which values of x is f of x smaller than 0? So where is my graph below the line? And that's really simple. From here all the way down, or down. This whole business here, from there to there, from there to there, we have our graph is below the line. So all we say there for 6.1 is x must be bigger than -3, but they say also equal to 0, so therefore also equal to 0, and all the way up to 2, so it must be smaller than 2 and equal to 2, because we also want 0. Great, no funny business, right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 6.2, determine the values of a, b, and c. If you watch my basic introduction to parabolas, you will remember that I said there is a formula for x-intercepts. They give me x-intercepts. So the formula I'm going to use is f of x equals a x minus x1 x minus x2. What do I substitute in? We have y, we have a, we have x minus 2 and x minus 3 makes this a positive 3. So I substituted my x-intercepts into the equation. But now I still need a. And for a, I need one more point. Don't use the ones you already used. They'll mess you up a little bit. Use a new one. So they gave us d. D is y is -8. A we don't know. X is 1. 1 minus 2. 1 plus 3. This equals a. This is -1. +4 minus 8. Keep going. We have this times this is -4, so we have -4. Divide by -4. A equals 2. So I'm going to substitute that back into my original equation. F of x equals 2 x minus 2 x plus 3. And now you're like, yeah, but they didn't ask, like, what about B and C? Really easy, fam, really easy. All you gotta do is expand your brackets. So it's x times x is x squared minus 2x plus 3x is positive x minus 6. Oh, this is so similar to the other example that we had. That was not on purpose, by the way, not on purpose. We end up with 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. So from there, we can just say, okay, so A was that, B also equals 2, and C equals minus 12. Let's just write the formula where I can find it later. F of x equals 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. I'll unfortunately have to erase this. Let's do it in green. the coordinates of the turning point. Now, to find the turning point, we can either use the turning point formula, but we don't have that right now. So what we'll have to do is just say x equals negative b over 2a. We have minus 2 over 2 times 2. That gives me negative a half. I'm going to substitute that into my original equation. Y equals 2 times minus a half squared plus 2 times minus a half minus 12 is a half minus 1 minus 12 gives me a minus 12 and a half. Is that right? That is correct. All right. So our turning point, the coordinates of the turning point, let's give it to them. There we go. 12.5. Boom. Write down the equation of the axis of symmetry of H if H equals this business. Now, you have two options here. The one is shorter, but you have to understand what you're doing. And I'm going to do that one first. The other one is longer, but it will be easier, I believe. So you can look at both and decide which one you want to use. Short version first. They say h of x equals if, wait, x minus 7, what is all this business? What does it mean? Plus 2. Now, when they say this, what they're saying is take f of x, which we have over here, and everywhere you have an x, substitute in x minus 7. So it would look like this. So we have if x minus 7 is 2x minus 7 squared plus 2x minus 7 minus 12. All right. What does this do? This moves, that's right, it moves graph 7 units to the right. I know it's minus 7, so you want to say, oh, it goes that way. That is unfortunately not how it works. It moves the other way, opposite of what you would think. So this parabola would be like way over here somewhere, even further. It'd be like all the way that way. 7 units that way. Oh, it's raining. It's beautiful. This too tells us that this graph is also being shifted 2 units up. So it would be up way over here and it'll be a little bit higher than the other one. Okay, so they're asking us for our axis of symmetry, the equation of the axis of symmetry of H, if H is f of x, but we've moved it around a little bit. Now, f of x has an axis of symmetry at that turning point that we had. So its turning point was minus 0.5 minus 12.5 was there. That means its axis of the equation of the axis of symmetry for this guy is where x equals minus 0.5. That's for f of x. Now for h of x, the axis of symmetry would be exactly this, but we shifted it 7 units to the side. So we say plus 7. And that gives us positive 6.5. Or it could be 13 over 2. Both of those are correct. Now, if you didn't like that explanation, let's go on to the longer one. So f of x f of x is this, but they say h of x is f of x plus that. So what does that look like? So if h of x equals f of x minus 7, I don't know what that is, plus 2, and that will look like this. F of x used to be this, but now it is x minus 7 squared plus 2x minus 7 minus 12 plus 2. And so what we do, now we have to expand everything. This is 2x minus 7, x minus 7 plus 2 times 7, 2x minus 14. I'm just going to combine these two. They be negative 12 plus 2 is minus 10. Whew. Keep going. These two brackets becomes x squared minus 14x plus 49. Ugh, what ugly numbers. Plus 2x minus 28. No, I mean 24. And then we'll end up with 2x squared minus 28. Ugh. 28x 18 8 9 plus 98 plus 2x minus 24 minus 26x. What's 9 minus 24? 98. That gives me 4 7 positive. Boom, which is nasty but doable, right? And then we just have to find this for the axis of symmetry, the x value of the turning point minus b over 2a. And that would be minus 26 over 2 times 2. This becomes a positive. We have 26 over 4 gives me 13 and a half. 13 over 2, and that is 6.5. There we go. So our x-axis is 6.5. All right. Nasty, but done. Totally doable. So if you can't figure out the other one, or you understand it but you lose it during an exam, you can always use the long method. Okay, last one, and this one is for the matrix only, because for the grade 11s, you won't be able to do that one. Not yet. They ask for the gradient of g. Just the gradient. And g is a tangent to the parabola. That means the gradient of the parabola, gradient of parabola equals the gradient of g. Why? Because g is a tangent. How do we find the gradient of a parabola at a particular point? Well, we find the first derivative, because the first derivative makes gradients. So we have f of x equals 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. For the grade 12s, if you haven't done differential calculus, you won't be able to do this either. I should have said that earlier. Anyway, here we go. First derivative is 4x plus 2. And we want not the first derivative at the turning point, we want the first derivative at this point D. So we substitute in the x value. So we have 4 times 1 plus 2, and 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6, so our answer is 6. That means thus the gradient of G equals 6. And that's all you have to do. That's literally it.